let's come to the front of our mat. Taking a big roll out through the shoulders. Even though I know that might not be the area of focus, but nice big shoulder roll is always good. Let's lift on up through the arms and then exhale, bring them down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift them on up and exhale down. Beautiful. One more big inhale up and exhale down through heart center. Take a moment here with a nice big deep breath. Beautiful. Inhale, arms to lift on up and then exhale to fold forward. Inhale, we take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands and we'll step back on the right leg. Drop that right knee down towards the floor and sink the hips forward and down. Beautiful. Setting up for that little hip flexor stretch. Lift the right arm on up overhead. Beautiful. Couple of deep breaths in here. Really tuck that tailbone under slightly. Deepen that stretch. I know mine feel tight this morning. Take another couple of breaths here. And then exhale, twisting towards that front leg. Beautiful. Windmill hands on all the way down to the mat and stepping it back. We'll take a little round of cat-cow here. Inhale, dip the belly, look up. Exhale to round through. Inhale, dip the belly, look up. And exhale, round through. That's it. Inhale. And exhale. That's it. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Coming back to a neutral spine. Bring the knees nice and wide apart. Sink the hips back into a child's pose. A little stretch out through the low back. Taking a few more nice big deep breaths here. Then coming on back up to all fours. Taking it super slow this morning. We'll bring our right foot forward, give it a helping hand if you need. And coming into that low lunge on the other side. So sink the hips forward and down. Lift the arm on up. Take that twist towards the front leg. Coming on back to center. Bring the hands on down to the mat and tuck the back toes under. I'm going to step it on forward. Beautiful. Take a little halfway lift here. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift on up. Beautiful. Let's take one more. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we take a halfway lift. Exhale, folding. This time we'll step back on the left leg this time. Beautiful. Drop that left leg down. Inhale to lift on up. Both arms come up this time. Sink the hips forward and down. And this time, bring the hands down inside that front foot. Heel toe the foot off to the side slightly so it'll come out to the diagonal. And then sink the hips forward and down again into a lizard lunge. You may choose to take a little side to side, little shuffle or wiggle here. See how it might change the stretch a little bit. You've got an option here to push that right knee out towards the side a little bit more, opening up to the side. Lifting it on up. Let's step it on back to all fours. From here, we're going to lower on down towards the mat. So slowly bring the arms on down. So stretch the legs out nice and long. Coming up to a little cobra. And then exhale to lower. From here, pull one heel in towards your butt. If you can, reach around and grab the foot. Maybe grab the outside edge of the foot and we'll come into a half bow pose here. So lifting on up, kicking into that hand, getting a stretch through the front of that leg that you're pulling into the butt. So the core stays on here to support your back. And then slowly release that down. We'll come on to the other side. So opposite hand comes down to the mat. Pull the opposite second heel into your butt. Reach around, grab that foot with the hand on the same side. And kicking into that hand, taking a little back bend here. And use the opposite hand for a little bit of support on the mat. And slowly release down towards the mat. We'll take a little crocodile pose here. So hands might come underneath the forehead. Take a little wiggle side to side with the hips. Get nice and slow this morning. From here, we're going to push on back into our child's pose. So hands come back by the ribs, pushing on back and up, stretching out through that low back after that half bow pose. And coming on back up. Take a little round of cat-cow here. So inhale, looking up. And exhale, round through. Nice and slow. Inhale. And exhale. down dog, maybe taking a little pedal out through the feet. Stretching out through the back of the legs, coming back to stillness. And from here, make our way to step our left leg forward. So you can drop down to the knees, step that left leg forward. We're going to bring it to the outside of the hands, pointing out to the diagonal. We're going to sink our hips forward and down again. Take any adjustments you might need, and we'll come into that lizard lunge on the other side. Take a little wiggle side to side. We've got a nice long hold here. If you want, planting that right hand down, bring the left hand to the left knee, maybe push that left knee out to the side slightly, change the angle of the stretch. Coming on back out when you're ready, nice and gently, tucking the back toes under, and we're going to step it on forward. Taking that halfway lift and fold. Inhale, lifting on all the way up, and we'll drop our right hand down towards the floor. We'll take a little dancer's pose for a back bend here. So lift that heel on up. Grabbing that right foot and slowly bring it around, kicking into the hand and taking a little shoulder and chest opener here. Beautiful, slowly releasing out of that one. Bring the arms around so the right arm comes up, left arm comes down, and lift the left leg up. Grabbing the inside edge or working the hand around and slowly tilting in onto the other side. Slowly releasing there. Give the shoulders a nice big roll over. We're going to make our way down to the mat. So inhale, lift the arms on up. Exhale to fold forward. Take a little halfway lift here. Exhale to fold, sinking into a little bit of a squat here. Stretching out through the calves a little bit so the heels might lift up slightly. A little bit of a stretch through the calves and Achilles. And if you can, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees. Maybe push the knees a little bit wider, stretching out through the groin a bit. And then slowly release on back down to the mat, however you get there. So once we arrive on our mat, we're going to come into a half saddle pose. which is a yin shape. So I'm going to bring one heel around towards the butt, just like so. And we're going to lean on back into that stretch. So getting a bit of a stretch through the front of that leg. It's another one you can do while you're watching TV and that kind of thing. If you've got a cushion or a block or something like that, you can also pop that underneath the hips to give you a little bit of height. So just for a quick demo, I can use my block. Bring the heel back around, and sometimes it can be a bit more comfortable on the body with something underneath the hips. Nice long hold here. Then inhale, coming on back up out of that side. We'll change over sides. Nice and gently stretching that leg out. Take your time. Sometimes the knee can feel a bit sensitive after that one. We're just going to come straight onto the other side. So bringing that left knee around and leaning on back onto the other side. Take another couple of breaths here. Awesome, and then lifting on up, coming on out, stretching that leg out nice and long. And we come into a little bit of a forward fold. Stretching out through the back of the legs. And hold for just another couple of breaths. Adjust if you need. Big deep breath. And out. Maybe another one like that. Big deep breath in. Lifting on back up out of that and slowly lower on down to the mat. Take a hug of the knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock side to side and massage out through the low back. Maybe a happy baby. Slowly release the feet down to the floor. A little run through our supine pigeon. Cross the ankle over, pull it in. Only a short little hold here. And changing sides. It's always, supine pigeon is always a good one, right? And release those legs down nice and long, stretching them out. Maybe bring the arms overhead, nice big long stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Another couple of deep breaths in here. And then slowly, maybe bending the knees, rolling over to your preferred side. And then coming on up to a comfortable seat when you're ready. Taking a little roll through the shoulders. Maybe a little roll through the spine as well, maybe round in a circle. Maybe bring the hands to the heart center. Big deep breath in, sigh it out. And thank you.